In Sentimental Value, sisters Nora and Agnes, played by Renate Reinsve and Inga, Ibsdotter, Lilleaas, reunite with their estranged father, the charismatic Gustav, played by Stellan Skarsgård, a once renowned director who offers stage actress Nora a role in what he hopes will be his comeback film. When Nora turns it down, she soon discovers that her father has given the role to an up-and-coming young Hollywood star. Suddenly, the two sisters must navigate their complicated relationship with their father and deal with an American star dropped right into the middle of their complex family dynamics. Sentimental Value is directed by Joachim Trier, who has directed films such as Louder Than Bombs and The Worst Person in the World. And Sentimental Value just debuted at the Cannes Film Festival in the official competition. Sentimental Value is a film that really affected me, but I do think it's quite a flawed film. I think I did find it quite funny at times. I think some of the satirical elements of the film, like it takes digs at modern filmmaking and streaming and stuff like that. A lot of that humor, I think, is surface level funny. I don't think it would hold up on multiple viewings, but I think it's the dramatic elements of this film that really shine. Gustav, he plays this director who hasn't really had a hit film in maybe 15. Last time he directed a film was 15 years ago, and basically he just go around in the world accepting invites from film festivals because they have like a retrospective on his film, so just to stay relevant. And he's written this script and he's trying to get funding for the script, and a lot of people who read the script, everybody who's read the script say it's an amazing script. So he offers it to his daughter, played by Renate Reinsve, but she has a complicated history with him. Their parents divorced when they were young, maybe when they're both 9-10 years old, around that age. And his father, the father Gustav, left and basically just lived with their mother and didn't really see that father that much, because what this film really captures very well is Gustav, he lives his life through his movies. He not just treats his family bad, but he treats anybody who's not involved in the current film he's making bad. So when he's filming the movie, after the movie's finished, he doesn't see those people anymore. He doesn't stay in contact with them. So he lives his life through his movies. So when he's in this film, he's 70 years old, and he's at this point where he doesn't have a career anymore, and he wants to, after his ex-wife and the daughter's mother passes away from an illness, he wants to reconnect with his daughters and revive his career. Nora's sister Agnes, she has a young boy, and she's married, and she has a career as a history academic professor or researcher. And Nora is a stage actress. She is quite a popular actress on the stage, and we see a lot of her behind the scenes getting ready for stage performances, and she really has a lot of anxiety before she goes on stage. And we see her interacting with the whole crew, and we really see that she's probably not very happy in life. She's successful, but she's lonely. She is having an affair with one of the married actors in the play. And when her father reconnects and comes back into their lives, it makes her even more emotional, and she doesn't really know how to deal with this. I really liked the inclusion of having Elle play the American actress. So the American actress' name is Rachel Kemp, and just a comparison would be someone like Sydney Sweeney, not like in the looks of them, but in the status of her career. So, for example, if someone like Sydney was decided to move away from like romantic comedies and to do serious drama, then people will be a little bit skeptical, and there'll be a lot of pressure on the film. And that's who I would compare the character that Elle is playing. She's playing a film star who has maybe had a slow rise in her career, and she really wants to do a serious work. She wants to do like a foreign film. And Gustav, is having a career retrospective at a film festival, at the same film festival that Elle Fanning is at. And Elle Fanning goes to one of his screenings of one of his films and really loves the film. And they meet and they have dinner. And Elle Fanning agrees to star in his new film because Gustav's daughter turned it down. So, and throughout the film, we see many scenes of Elle Fanning and Gustav rehearsing and doing stage reading and table readings. And Elle Fanning her character is quite mature. She's trying to connect with this character that Gustav has written, because Gustav has written for her daughter and it's very personal to him. And as the film goes on, Elle Fanning can't really connect with the character because it's a Scandinavian character. And all of the whole cast is Scandinavian actors, and she's American, and as the film goes on, she just can't really connect with the film, and how that ends up playing out is quite mature, and I really like that. It could have been cheesy and really out of place with the rest of the film, but because Elle Fanning's character is so well written and so well performed by Elle Fanning, that it really ends up being one of the most affecting storylines in the film. But for me, the main thread line in this film is the daughter's relationship with their father, and Nora's character, played by Renate Reinsve, she disappears for stretches of the film, mainly in the middle section of the film, when the film chooses to focus on her sister Agnes and Gustav and Elle Fanning. She disappears in the middle section of the film, and then she re-enters the end of the film, and I was waiting for this, because we don't really understand why. I understand he was not really in their lives, but I couldn't really understand why Nora was having like suicidal thoughts, and why she's not happy, and why she can't have a successful like romantic relationship, and I was waiting for her to have like a confrontation with her father. But the film does slowly build to a satisfactory ending that has a really final scene that is very moving and really comes full circle. Once you've absorbed the whole film, then that final scene is very, very emotional and impactful. I'll just go through the performances in this film. Renate Reinsve is very, very good. But I think the standout in this film is probably Stellan Skarsgård. It's probably been a while since he's had a chance to have like a meaty lead role, and hopefully he will be rewarded come the end of the year when the awards conversation is heating up. I really liked how Joachim Trier, he plays with the narrative style of the film quite a few times in the film. There's maybe 4 or 5 scenes in the film where the scene plays out and we slowly get invested in this scene, and then the director pulls the rug, and the scene is actually a lot different to what we thought it was going to be. So, and then a lot of time this works. Usually this style does work. Sometimes it feels a little bit cheap, but especially towards in the second half of the film, when he does attempt this a few times, it does end up being quite impactful, because we were expecting something different and then it goes a different way. I give Sentimental Value 4 stars out of 5. I do think this is a flawed film. Some of the comedy is a little bit surface level, and I don't think it would hold up on repeat viewings. And I found it took a bit too long to get to Nora's relationship with her father. I think I would have liked it if it was explored a little bit more in the second half of the film, but it does come to a full circle at the end of the film. The final scenes are very emotional and impactful, and I definitely recommend checking out this film, Sentimental Value. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Sentimental Value? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.